All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
No tough questions, please. Only easy ones.
It means the world to us. There are actually 6 Grand Slam titles here, and I'm out of the picture. First question for both of you. You guys, you both won here, obviously. What does it feel to be back here in New York? And what's your feeling and what's your relationship with the US Open?
You start. First. Oh, okay. Well, my relationship with US Open, it's a roller coaster, I would say. A lot of ups and downs, but no, I'm happy to be here. I for sure, gained so much experience in 2022 that, I'm really excited to try to use it and to play as best tennis as possible here. For sure, 2022, was a pretty special year for me. So I just want to, do everything step by step. For sure, I'm going to focus first on my first round matches, and it's never easy here at the US Open. The conditions are tough. It's pretty loud and exciting. So I'll work hard to give as best show as possible.
Super quick question. I've heard, and I know, and I think everybody knows it, that you're a massive Taylor Swift fan.
Oh yeah.
Let's say you're in the finals on Sunday and she's in your box.
Oh my God.
What does that look like?
Well, I would be so stressed. I don't know if I want to know that, honestly. That would be kind of impossible. It would be like a dream come true.
It's too much.
I don't know. I would feel great if I won. If I lost in front of Taylor Swift, it would be pretty tough on me, I think. But she for sure should come watch tennis. That's an obvious.
We'll send her a note. We'll try.
Go back with that.
Yeah, I love New York. And every year more and more. Like every year I come back here, it's probably like the only place where when I go on court, I don't know, I feel the energy to just give it back to the people. And now whenever I get asked what's my favorite tournament, I always say US Open for sure. I told you no talk questions. No, I love it here. I'm very excited to play like Armstrong, Ashe, whatever court. Just super excited to play and hopefully win some matches because that stays the most important.
One question that I have to ask. You tell me if it's tough. It's a tough question. I know you a little bit and you come across to me as a very nice and calm guy. And I remember, so before this, I watched the interview that you did on court in 2019 after the match against the Christian Robles.
That was good.
What happened? You remember that one? Can you walk
No, that was,
your emotions?
First of all, as you say, on court, don't know how it's possible, but like I'm a different person on court and off court, like completely 2 different personalities. Maybe that's a problem, maybe that's an issue, but it is what it is. And 2019 was crazy, and that's where finally in the end I fell in love with New York, in the end, but not at first. The match against Feliciano was crazy because he played well that day. I played not so well in the beginning, I got frustrated, then what happened we all know, but I managed to win the match, and after I decided to go all in with the crowd, and that didn't work for at first, but I think that then they understood kind of my thing, which not a lot of people understand, and that was really fun, and since then I absolutely love to play here.
And that's why we love you, man.
Thanks.
So for us, much of tonight is as we talked about, as Marco alluded to, it's a journey. To be part of that journey, it's just you don't become a Grand Slam champion overnight. So Daniil, for you, you've been with the brand probably most of your professional career. Can you just share a little bit your relationship with Tecnifibre and how's that evolved over time?
Yeah, I think it started great. I was playing with a different racket, no names, no names, but and I was 20, I think, and I was 330 in the world. I tried Tecnifibre, I kind of liked it. First 2 tournaments, I lost playing bad, and so all my life decisions, changing the racket for Tecnifibre, I was in doubt. And then that was a year I went from 330 to 99 in the world, got into the top 100 and never ever thought to change. And I know a lot of people from Tecnifibre family I would want to say probably everyone, but maybe not everyone, but a lot of people, and it's a big family to me. I think we have a great relationship, and every time I do something for them, I'm happy. Every time they do something for me, I'm happy too.
Winning the US Open makes us very happy.
That's perfect.
Iga, for you, it's quite interesting. You win a Grand Slam with a racket, and then you make a decision, which many would be quite drastic.
I know, that was pretty weird, but it was also, COVID year, so our preseason back then was like 4 months after the Roland Garros, that was in October, and then we started in January in Australia, and switching the racket wasn't an obvious decision. It was more, I was 19, so I wasn't really sure what's going to be the best thing for me, but my coach kind of explained to me that this is a decision that will probably change my game for many years, and it's always nice to try. So I've met Tecnifibre guys in Austria. We did like a couple of days of testing, and honestly, when they came and when they talked about the specifics of the racket, and when they showed me how like professional they are and how many details are like involved in making a good racket, I finally understood that I knew nothing before, and that I need people around me to kind of guide me for me to like have a better equipment and everything. So Tecnifibre did an amazing job at that, because in 3 days basically I chose a racket for me, strings, and I didn't feel like I need to give a lot of feedback, because only from what they saw how I played, they could actually edit it, so it felt much better, So it was great, because I'm not a good decision maker. It would take me like 6 months probably to change, but with the help of all the Tecnifibre team, it went pretty smoothly, and next season I was able to play great tennis, win 2 titles, so for sure it was a good decision. I mean, in next years it proved that it was even better, so yeah.
But I think what's clear is the relationship is you're always looking for an edge, some way, either through practice or whatever. So now we fast forward and we're here in November, and you go through this process again. Now you stay with Tecnifibre, thankfully. But you test quite a bit, and you end up making another switch, which is quite significant. Can you walk us through that process and kind of the idea of just tinkering with equipment, looking for an edge and
No, I mean, this year I wasn't testing any other brand. I was just trying to improve the racket that I have right now. And we found, another racket that I'm probably going to use in some tournaments that will give me some extra power and control in particular conditions. So I haven't used it yet, but we're planning to do that, and hopefully it will improve my game in some places where it's kind of tougher for me to play.
And then since January, welcome you to the T5 family.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. I think what transpires in what you say, what's super exciting to hear from us, is this relationship that we have, and the fact that we are able to work with you directly on court, that we have that level of expertise to try and support you. And to us, this is actually our job. That's what we do, to put the best products that we can in your hands, so you can perform and win with slams. So that's fantastic to hear. Similar story that I have with Daniil, not on rackets but on strings. And I can talk about it because I was there the first time that you tested the Razor Soft.
Everybody's saying that I should play with it, but I haven't had time to try it.
What are you playing with? I wanted to ask.
Razor Code?
Razor Code, yeah.
And I think you played with it before.
Yeah, I played it, and it's every time I lose a match, I'm like, maybe it was better.
Are you switching
Every
back?
time I win the match, I'm like, no, Razor Soft is fine. Yeah,
I mean,
it's so tough with tennis.
I love to hear your thoughts, because I remember like being with you on court in December in the south of France, showing you this new sample that we had. I remember you testing it, telling me I like it, but I was like, okay, he's at this level, he's never going to switch. There's no way. And then 5 days later, we get a WhatsApp like, hey guys, it's Daniil there. I'm switching.
I'm about to go to Melbourne, and I need this screen right now.
in terms of decision making that Iga mentioned, like what's your thought process?
Yeah, it's funny because Iga was talking a lot about the racket, and I feel like every tennis player is different inside their head. And me with the racket, like I know nothing about the racket. It's like I know very, very general details, but I'm in a way like so scared to try to change something with it. So with strings was kind of the same, but the first time I took it, well, it's called soft for a reason, and the ball just went like faster, softer, with no power from me, asking it from me.
I don't think that's for me then.
Yeah, it can be tricky because your ball goes longer, definitely.
Okay.
And
I'll stick
and
with
yeah,
mine then.
and
That's how you end a test process, right?
Just ask Daniil.
Thank you, Daniil.
and so, but then what happens is kind of like the first story. I lose Australian Open third round, 3 sets, not easy. And then I practice before Rotterdam, and I play awful, terrible, awful. It happens. And so in Rotterdam, which is sponsored by Tecnifibre, they announce huge, not like ceremony, but like they will announce a Razor Soft there, and they say Daniil, it's gonna be great. You're playing with Razor Soft. You're gonna be the star of the strings. I was like, yes, sure. And I'm talking to my coach Gilles, and I'm like, if I lose in Rotterdam, I'm done. I'm going back to Razor Code. And then I won 4 tournaments out of 5. I didn't make it seem, so you never know what happens next. But yeah, I like it, and I mean it's not always not easy to switch something, and I like Razor Soft now. Let's see what happens next. Let's see what happens here.
On behalf of all the marketing investment that we put on that stream, Daniil, thank you.
That was crazy. That was
As
crazy.
long as you stay within the Tecnifibre range, we're good.
Yeah, that's the most important.
All right, next question is from me, right?
It sure is.
Excellent.
This is how we did it. But
Looking forward to you guys, you've won the greatest titles that there are. Yet you look like you're still very hungry for more. Like looking at the next 12, 24 months is like, what are your objectives? What keeps you going?
Play a little bit like Iga, and that's going to help me so much.
follow the ranking trend.
Yeah, not even talking about rankings. Like when I see Iga play, every ball goes on the line. I'm like, I cannot do it. I mean, I can do it sometimes, but not every time.
That's not true.
I think we're going to see a one-on-one on this mini court just after. We're going to see
Oh, okay.
who gets
Touch?
ready?
Are you good at touch? I'm not, but
I'm
yeah.
the same. So.
Yeah.
But we can like.
We need to ask Bublik
play
to
like
come. Bublik not going to lose a point, I think. He practices this 24 hours a day.
We can do some triggers with our pretzel movement.
Yeah, for
Octopus
sure.
kinda.
Pretzel, yeah.
All right, Iga, the objectives for you? Staying where you are?
Well, obviously that's always a nice thing, you know, staying at we're number one. But I don't know. It's a tough question, honestly, because I've been in this place for quite a long time, and for me, honestly, the best motivation that I can get is actually like getting better at some stuff on court, like actually on my touch. I'm working a lot on that, and serve. You know, I changed my movement, my service movement this year, so I'm still kind of working on it. I mean, in tennis, you kind of have to work on everything, so it stays. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really thinking about rankings and points that much, because last year I thought about it a lot actually here at the US Open, and it was like a lot of baggage, on my shoulders. So I'm trying to just focus on being a better player when I have time to practice, and that's the best motivation, I would say.
Finding that edge every time. So, a big part of tonight is the tea fight. We are looming. It's not next week. It will be next year. But and always the players are at the center of it and at the heart of it. So can you share, maybe Iga first, it's only been a year for you, but your relationship with the tea fight racket in particular, and kind of where you see this go from here?
Well, I'm actually happy that we can kind of promote this racket together, because for sure, when I played with it, I felt like for me particularly, it was the best one that you guys have. So I'm really sure that I made a good decision, and yeah, I'm happy that I don't know, I can share that with Daniil as well, because it proves that it's for sure the right equipment for the top players.
Couple Grand Slams with that racket now, so that's
Exactly.
pretty good. Daniil, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, as soon as I took it, I loved it. And there are some matches I love it less, some matches I love it more. But I'm very happy to represent T-Fight. You know, I have a lot of, I have some negatives and some positives on court, but one thing I had since I was a kid playing tennis, I hate to lose, so I always fight till the last point, even if sometimes it doesn't seem like when I start to argue with someone, etc. I always fight till the last point, whether I win or lose, and that's what T-Fight stands for, and so I'm happy to represent it.
That's very cool. I think the last thing is just the different type of game styles that you guys have, yet you still land at the same racket. I think,
I don't even know what my game style is, so, guess it's different.
That already shows how versatile it is. You can play different game styles with that same racket, but I think that what makes it special and what makes it exciting to see that after some time, you find this racket and some amazing players out here as well, and you see this Grand Slam and this US Open main draw, and there's a lot of T-Fight out there, from serve volleyers to defensive players. So I think that's awesome. We couldn't be more proud for all of you guys, all players, to represent this racket and represent our brand. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.